In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something very interesting and very dear to my heart and very serious as well. Well, not serious, but it is serious, of course. That's all I kept hearing. Everyone kept asking me, "Are you okay? Are you alright? Hello, hey, hi guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Honey Cooks. In today's video, I am going to be talking about something I feel is very important, especially for people who have relocated to the UK and practicing as healthcare professionals, because I believe I've been through it. I've not been here for that long, but I believe I've had some experiences that it's basically taught me how I should live my life and how I should be able to navigate around the workspace. So, yeah, if you recently relocated to the UK as a healthcare professional, or you're on this journey, you are back in your home country looking to come to the UK as a healthcare worker, I think you should watch this video just so that your mind is better prepared of some of the things that you may encounter, and basically learn a few things from this video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Hani Cooks, and this is my channel. On my channel, I talk about nursing in the UK as I recently relocated to the UK. I do a lot of makeup, beauty, lifestyle content as well. So today is one of the videos where I am concentrating on talking about my experiences in working as a nurse in the UK. So if you're interested in this video, please stay tuned. As I said, in this video, I am basically going to talk about things as a healthcare professional with a pin, or even if you do not have a pin, I still think that it will benefit you anyway. But my emphasis is on those on a pin, those who are having pins, because immediately you get your NMC pin in the UK and you start work, one of the very common things you'll be hearing is you have to cover yourself. Whatever that means, you will probably appreciate it in the video as it unfolds. But basically, you need to cover up yourself. So in the UK, if you practice as a nurse and you have a pin, you are responsible for every action you take, and you could be struck off the NMC register at any point in time because of a wrong turn or something. So basically, you will be hearing that a lot. You have to cover yourself. You have to cover yourself. First thing I will say is you will be fine. Yes, you will be fine. Trust me. When I started work, I had anxiety. I think I actually went into a depressive mood because I was so much afraid. It's like every time I'm about to go to work, I am so anxious, I'm unsettled, I don't have a good night's sleep because I don't know when I'll probably do something and it will end up into a whole big thing. So I seriously wasn't settled when I started work. But one thing I've seen or noticed is with time, I probably got used to it, or probably gained knowledge, which has made me more relaxed. Those feelings have subsided. Sometimes I get it here and there, but it's not as when I previously started work. So basically just letting you know that if you just started work, or if you just got to the UK, you've got your pin and you've started working in your whether NHS or care home or wherever you're working, you will be fine. Yes, I know and I believe that you'll be fine. All the things that you're experiencing in this beginning process, it's going to be okay. You are definitely going to get through it and you'll be fine. Now, something that we generally talk a lot about, but as per where I'm coming from, we we do it, but the intensity here is actually very high. What am I talking about? Documentation. Guys, do not take documentation for granted. Document everything. Now, there's a saying, even back at home, we used to say that if it's not documented, it means it's not done. In the UK, it's even like that saying is even heightened. You know, sometimes back at home, you may do something and not really document, and the you may not really feel it. But here, You need to document everything. Do not take anything for granted. Do not say that, oh, this conversation, or you had a conversation with a patient or with a patient relative, and you think, oh, this one is not really anything. My dear, document it. Document every little detail, every single thing in your nurse's notes, in your communication sheet, everything at all. Document. If you spoke to a doctor on phone, document what was said. If you spoke to a patient relative on phone, document what was said. Anything at all. And I cannot emphasize this enough, because a lot has happened, and some of the experiences I've had to do with documentation. So I will really have to emphasize on the importance of documenting everything you do. Everything. Now, another thing that I will also talk about is asking questions. Now, I am one person that you like, I will ask any question. I don't care how dumb you think I am. I don't care how dumb you think I am going to be looking. I will ask questions. So far as I am not clear or I have doubts, I will ask the questions to clear my doubts. So I wouldn't treat you to ask questions. Any question at all. You may get stares, you may get people looking at you as if, but don't you know this, my dear? It's better to ask the questions and get the right answers before you do something that you weren't supposed to do. Ask questions. Any question at all, please ask questions. And well, when you're asking questions, you do not just ask anybody any question. Like, don't just ask anyone the question. Ask people you think that are knowledgeable enough to give you the information that you want. So you could ask the senior on the shift, the sisters in the ward, you could ask your manager, the doctor, anything at all that you are not too sure about, just ask. Another thing I will also talk about is, back at home, we were doing a lot of things, like you could pass cannula, you could do bladder washouts, like some procedures that you could do back at home, and pass a catheter without anyone necessarily saying, oh, you can do it or you can't do it. But here, because we are coming from where we are coming from, you need to be signed off procedures before you do it. You need to have the competency to do it. So if you do not, or if you have not been signed off any procedure, do not perform it. That's one thing I'll tell you. Even if you knew how to do it back at home, make sure you've been signed off, or even when you're going to perform that procedure, do not do it on your own. Do it with a senior person present to perform that procedure, because there are lots of things that have happened where people have performed procedures that they've issues arise, and then they ask whether they were competent enough to do those procedures. So I will say this: if you knew how to do that procedure, no matter what, let's say even if you were the best person to be doing it at wherever you are coming from, the moment you get to the UK, you act as if you do not know anything. Make sure you are signed off that procedure before you do it. Or when you are performing the procedure, make sure that there's a senior present before you do it, because if anything is to happen, that is when they're going to find out whether you have the competency to do it or not. Now, another thing that I will talk about is incidents. Now, when I came and I started work, when I hear I'm going to put in an incident, or people have put in, oh, there was an incident, my heart starts beating. Like, I did not even want to hear it. Immediately, oh, there's an incident, like someone put like, I start getting palpitation. I was so scared. But now with my understanding, I realized that anyone can put in incidents. You should not be afraid to put in incidents at work. Something at work happened and you're not too happy about, or you feel that this is an incident that needs people at the topmost positions in the hospital to be aware of, putting an incident. I think it is something you should take out of your mind, that incident is something that is scary or something like that. Just take it out of your mind. I think you should not be scared to put in an incident. So put in an incident, whether a patient had a fall in the ward, whether you are short staff and work is not being able to go on as expected. I mean, being short staff will put the patient at risk to a whole lot of dangers that we cannot even talk about in this video. But do not be afraid to put an incident. Basically, that's what I am saying. Anything at all that you think that this is an incident and it should not be happening, it is out of the ordinary, do not be afraid to put in an incident. Putting in incidents doesn't mean make you a bad person or anything at all. It's just so that people in the higher positions in the hospital will be able to address it. Now, the last thing that I'm going to talk about, and I know, like, basically, it's about trust. I'm not going to say do not trust anyone, because, of course, you need to know, if you work with people, you need to know who you're going to trust. But just know that everyone is not your friend in the workplace. Everyone is not your friend. Be careful who you trust. Do not trust everyone, but be careful who you trust, because, my dear, it is not as safe and all that you see it to be, and everybody is smiling, ho ho ho, ha ha ha. You think that all is rosy and dandy, but it's not. It is not. So just be very careful who you trust, and be very careful in where you work, at where you work, basically. So yeah, I know you understand what I mean, basically, but I would just say that not everyone you work with is your friend. They are your colleagues, and that ends it. As soon as you come to work, you do your work, you go home, that's it. You do not have to all the time form friendship bonds at the workplace, because it will not really be a good thing. Of course, you may have a few people that could be friends, or could be your friends, or people that you look up to. That's fine. But my point is, it is not everyone you can trust, and it is not everyone that can be friends with you, or you can be friends with. So that's the end of this video, guys. This is just a very short video that I decided to put together of my experiences in working so far as someone who's getting their NMC pin, and what happens at my workplace, and what I have seen and what I have noticed, just so that it encourages someone and sort of puts you in a better light, so that you know how to approach things. That's it, really. That's the end of this video. I do hope you enjoyed it, and please leave me a comment of what you think of this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.